Today's show, all about kicking things up a notch and spicing things up. I've been doing a lot of grilling this summer. I bet you have too. It's just been so hot. I mean, can't stand to heat anything up in the kitchen, so it's got to be quick and easy or it's not happening in my house. So when we were putting the show together, I thought, why not do something a little bit different? Did a lot of burgers and a lot of brats over the 4th of July and chicken and things like that. So we're going to start the show with tuna steaks, kicked up spicy tuna steaks with a cool mango salsa. So sip of coffee and I'm going to get to work. Okay, look at these beautiful tuna steaks we picked up at Festival. They're huge. These are going to serve a good 2 people. So one of these will serve at least 2, and they're so good for you. For people who haven't tried tuna steak, think steak. Don't think fish. It's very meaty. It's not fishy at all. It looks like a steak, doesn't it? And it really tastes like one. My kids love them. If you're trying to eat more fish and trying to be healthy, I mean, look at this. It's full of protein. You know, very low fat and calories and just delicious. Now we're going to make a spicy rub to go on top of this. First I'm going to take half of a lime and squeeze some fresh lime juice over the top of these tuna steaks. I'm going to give it a little bit of flavor, and I'm going to reserve the other half of that lime. Now I'm going to make a spicy rub, kind of a Cajun rub. We're starting out with a tablespoon of paprika. And when I make rubs, I usually just use seasonings that I already have on hand, whether it be like a rib rub or a rub that I'm going to put on chicken. You know, you can certainly buy commercial rib rubs. They have them right at Festival, but usually if you just open your pantry, you've got a lot of the stuff to make rubs right there. So this is basically paprika, 2 teaspoons of cayenne pepper, which is going to give it some heat. You could certainly back off on the cayenne pepper if you wanted. Garlic powder, onion powder, oregano, and a little bit of thyme. So most of the stuff you already have on hand in your pantry already. No need to run out and buy something new. And then a pinch of salt. I'm just going to mix that up. And then I want to generously season the tuna steaks on both sides with that rub. That's going to form like a nice crust and really give it some great flavor. Fire up your grill. You could also do this on a skillet. You can use a grill pan, but you want it to be nice and hot. You want to sear these babies like you would a steak. In fact, most restaurants actually, and really the recommended way to eat tuna steaks is like you would a steak, more pink inside. Don't overcook it. Now, certainly everybody likes their steak, and in this case, their tuna steaks a little bit differently. In fact, Pete Petoniak loves tuna steaks, but he likes them more well done, so you can do it how you like it. But most chef friends of mine recommend it that it's a little bit pink inside, and that's normally how they serve it at most places unless you ask for it differently. So this is a real quick grill. This is only going to take a few minutes per side. I'm going to season the other side of it, and then we're going to get to work on. So we've got a little kick with the tuna steak. Now we want to cool it off a little bit with a fresh mango salsa. And I think when people think salsa, they think, you know, the kind that you dip chips in, tortilla chips. But salsa actually just means sauce. And I love putting some sort of a fun, different salsa on top of chicken breasts or fish or even pork. Just kind of dresses it up, and you take it off the grill, and it's great as is, but then if you dress it up with a little something special on top, just takes that dish to a whole nother level. So this is a mango salsa, and we're starting out with some finely diced red onion, finely diced red pepper, a little bit of a jalapeno pepper, and if you don't want this salsa spicy, just don't use the seeds or the ribs from the jalapeno pepper, and it won't be as spicy. If you like it a little more spicy, go ahead and leave the seeds and the ribs in there. But it's not a real spicy salsa. It's very actually cooling because we've got the mango in there. I was just at Festival yesterday. Mangoes are really inexpensive, less than $1 each. So good for you, and they're just something a little bit different. They just taste great. So I'm just finely dicing up my jalapeno pepper. And I missed you.
Me too.
We gave each other big hugs when we walked in. We talked a little bit over Facebook over the last week or so when we were off, but we have a great team here, and we all miss each other. Miss you, Greg and Hillary, and Abby's doing great with her baby, our producer. She's coming back from maternity leave soon. Just gonna. We have a new member of the family, if you didn't know. My producer Abby had a beautiful baby boy, Hudson, about a month or so ago, and everybody's doing great. Now, but we miss her horribly, and we can't wait till she gets back, but we know she's where she needs to be right now, hanging out with that new babes. So when you pick out a mango for salsa, you don't want a real soft one. You actually want it to be ripe, but not overripe. So this is how I do mangoes. The mangoes have a very large pit in the middle, which is a little hard to work with. So I usually cut on both sides, and then I kind of do, like that mango, you could peel that and take that back to the kitchen and just, you know, eat it like you would a peach or a nectarine, but it's a little bit hard to dice up. So I do this kind of like I would an avocado. I cut off the two sides, and then I just basically kind of cut these in the shell. And that way they're a little easier to work with. All right, I will flip this tuna steak because I can tell that is a beautiful thing. Isn't that gorgeous? And it just, as you can see, it just really cooks up like a steak. Get those great grill marks on there. It's a real kid-friendly fish because it's not fishy at all. I'm always trying to get people to try tuna steak, and when they do, they're like, wow, you were right. Great on salads, and it's really good for you. Okay, so we've got our mango, and see how that just comes out of there really nicely? See how colorful this is? Really pretty. I'm going to use the rest of that lime juice. I think even the dog, Levi, was good to be home. Loves it up at our cottage, but it's always great to come home. And by the way, I've gotten lots of emails and questions. How's he doing? Our dog has a tumor, but he's doing really well. He's actually really enjoying summer. He's not in any pain, and we're just enjoying every minute with him. He loves spending time up at our cottage, so he's there and he's doing well. So thanks for all the emails and questions. We're just really enjoying this summer with him. We don't know how much longer he's going to be around, but he's pain-free and enjoying life. All right, a little bit of salt, fresh lime juice, a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm going to do some fresh cilantro, and we're ready to then plate this up. If you don't like fresh cilantro, you could use mint, you could use parsley. I happen to love it, but a lot of people don't, and I understand. You could even just leave it out. It's going to have a lot of flavor with the mango and everything else going on. So in goes our cilantro. My daughter Ireland loves mango. It's great on salads, and it's just so pretty. Okay, so our tuna steak is done. Told you that was quick. And this is a biggie. And then we're going to just basically spoon a little of this salsa right over the top. And this makes just a wonderful, nice, light dinner. The tuna steak's a little spicy, and then you've got that cool, refreshing salsa, and there you go. Recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods. Enjoy.